website I'm trying to figure out. Weird. Okay, I think Facebook might be up us on like I think YouTube, but might be banned on YouTube. I don't know. But I'm trying to be on YouTube. I don't think I am. Something weird is going on this morning. I hate to do that to YouTube. There we go. Oh, look. Share your page. Thank you, Lori. Thank you. Something weird is happening on YouTube this morning. I don't know if it's me. It might have banned me. Let me see. I don't know what's going on. Trying to get it on. Good morning, people. Why can I not go on YouTube? It doesn't want to go to YouTube. And YouTube, that might be it. That might be it. You know, the day was coming. Let me see, what is the name of this? I'm gonna try it again. Open source government. I was curious because they were talking about, I was watching the Corbett report yesterday, and they were talking about all you conspiracy theory domestic terrorists. Because apparently if you think that the kings and the lords have always conspired against the people, you must be a terrorist. You must be a domestic terrorist. I think it was an FBI thing, some released document. Let me see. No, YouTube. It does not want to let me go to YouTube. I think I might have banned. That might be it. That might be it for a brother. Let me see if I can do this on the fly. That might be it. Hey, you know this day is coming. You will not speak against the crown. You will not talk down the crown. I don't think so. I don't think that's it. I think something weird is up. So we may not be on YouTube this morning. Just give me a minute to try to take a peek. Good morning. Good morning, Dale, Sharon and Lori, Sandy, Deborah, and Helene. Y'all tell me what the hell is going on while I try to figure this out. What's happening in the world? What should we be focused on other than an open source government that can't lie to you? It's like your marriage is an open source. Why not have an open source government? What's wrong, YouTube? Why won't y'all let me go live? Channel, I see a bunch of videos. So apparently, my videos are still up. It's just not working. Let's see. Oh, YouTube Studio Beta. I don't know what that is. I don't believe in secrets. I don't believe in getting into long-term engagements with people that don't like to tell the truth and got secrets. You can't get into their account. Like, how would you feel if you got married and your husband or wife just came? Every time you walked in the room, they took the phone and hid the phone. Every time you're in the car riding, they look at your phone, they try, you look at their phone, they're hiding your phone. They don't want you to see the text messages and the emails. That's what your government's like. That is your government. That's your government. Hope you love it. I just don't believe in such things. I don't believe in secrets. I don't think that you should get into long-term engagements and partnerships with people who have secrets on things like freedom and food and water and poisoning the people. I don't believe in that. To me, I think that's stupid. I can't believe I ever voted for something like that. It's just nonsense. You're voting against your own freedom. You're voting against your own well-being to get involved in something like that. It's just stupid. It makes no sense. No, I think we will not be on YouTube today. I have to play with it another time because it doesn't want to. No, that's not it. That's not it. Open source government. One that can't conspire. You want to get rid of conspiracy theories? It's easy. Stop conspiring against your people. Why is that such a hard thing to process? You should take the body cameras off the police and give them to the politicians, and you might actually get my attention. Not mention anything else. All right, looks like YouTube is not going to happen today. It's not gonna happen. Not happening. Not happening. All right, let's bring up Facebook. Sorry, YouTube. That's how you gotta follow everybody on every channel. Eventually conspiracy theorists. I guess that's what I am. I guess I just believe that kings and lords always conspired. I think history will always repeat itself until we evolve into like a new type of being. There's a problem communicating with the YouTube servers. This may be a network issue, or you may have not access to your YouTube live because you're telling too many truthful things and they don't like that kind of thing, and you need to get with the program and pick a 2020. All right, there we go. So that's it, YouTube. I'll try to figure it out. Sorry, YouTube. I don't know what happened. All right, I got my Facebook up here. But I warned them too. I have to. I warned them too. This was coming. I thought it would be Facebook first. I think Facebook first would like throw people up. I believe in open source government. That's what I believe in. I don't believe in lies. I believe in open source marriage. I believe in open source parenting. I think people who want to lie to you, they don't have your best interest in mind. I don't think you should vote for people like that. Good morning, Helene. And all secret society. Exactly, Helene. As long as you got secret societies, how do you know you have a government? You know, and who was it? JFK and Eisenhower and all them brothers told us about it. Have secrets. You cannot have secret societies. As long as you have secret societies that have powers over government, you can't play government. That you don't play tiddlywinks when a mass shooter walks into the daycare, right? If you got secret societies in your world that have central banking and print currencies, you can't play government. You got to be an adult. You got to pull up your big drawers, pull up your big panties, and say, you know what? I'm not going to believe in this government thing while it's the small power in the world. I do want to look at the news today because people flipping out today. I said that yesterday, didn't I? I said that the day before yesterday, and I think I said that the day before yesterday and the day before yesterday. I do want to look at the news, but y'all won't let me. All right, hang on. Let me see. All right, so seeing how YouTube is out today, and I will try to figure it out. It could be the 98% monkey at the helm. It could be me. I don't want to blame YouTube. I'm not one of those, the deep state is after me. I'm not one of those people. I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to try to do my part, try to speak some truthful things, process and evolve and become more mature on a daily basis. You know, try to resolve the issues at the root level that we have going today until they completely throw it out. I mean, the fact, here's the fact. The fact of the reality is most people don't want to hear what's true. They don't want to hear what's true. They don't want to hear what's true. That doesn't make them feel good. They want to hear a comfortable lie that fits their indoctrination, and I'm not interested in doing that. And if anything, if I'm on trouble on YouTube, it definitely has to do with yesterday. Definitely has to do with yesterday. And actually, to a degree, I kind of hope that I get kicked off of YouTube because that will confirm identity is it. You know, confirms why they killed Martin Luther King. Had nothing to do with he was black or racism or nothing stupid like that. It had all to do with the fact that he was looking out for everybody. And when you want people to get rid of their identities, oh, there's nothing more of a dangerous topic, but that's what most people want. They want their identity. They want to fight you. They want to be cowards and fight poor people and not fight the actual problem. They want to blame the guns, not the government that creates mental illness. You know, and so all of this is temporary. I hope y'all know that. All of this is temporary. As long as most people are voting to not hear anything truthful, to get their Bernies and their Trumps and their AOCs and their Obamas and all of the rest of them silly people, fake government, when you know bureaucracy runs America more than elected officials do. Assuming you even elect them. The bureaucracy they run a lot more than your elected officials do. And above that, you have central banks, and so it's like a pointless discussion. And they're killing the world, which is why I still got this background. I love this background. Y'all like the background? I think the Earth looked a little better that way. Yeah? I don't see no anger. What angry faces? You don't like the world that way? I'm a green dude. I'm a green dude. I could do this. Listen, I could do this all day. I could watch buildings fall, watch nature, all the green stuff take over and collapse all the ignorant stuff because you thought you could destroy a planet so you could live high on the hog and be the Jeffersons. I'm okay with that. Let that happen. I'm good with that. I don't want people to die. I want people to kind of go back to more of a tribal living and rediscover some sort of consciousness or something. But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I don't believe in voting for the end of the war, the end of the world. I don't believe that. I think that's stupid. Tell me if I'm crazy. Where the angry faces? Where my voters at? Y'all didn't invite the voters? Where the voters? Voters, solidarity, voters. Love y'all. I do love you. I got kids. And so I'm not interested in you destroying the planet and poisoning them with your next liar. I think that's a stupid idea. Good morning, Brother Carl. Good morning. Christ is in the house. Christ, Jesus Henderson. Kate is up in the house, and Patricia and Save Word. Brother Adam, I'm a little thrown off. Because they changed my software on me this morning, so I'm a little thrown off. I was gonna look at the news. Russia has a new drone that's scaring you, and like, Russia's the bad guy. They got a new heavy drone bomber or something. I'm just like, yeah, no, Russia's supposed to do that. They're actually supposed to. If you want to stay in conflict with them, they are supposed to work out new ways to murder you. That's just how it works. You keep voting for a government trying to murder them, they are empirically. It's like the whole race thing. It's like the whole religion thing. The more guns the Christians get, the more guns the Muslims get. And that's why Christ told the Christians, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. And so the people who pretending to be Christian jumped off and decided to live by the sword. Because they don't give two damns about what that Christ thing said. They want you to think that they're holy and righteous, right? But it's just polarization. So Russia has the new bomber, and I am going to go through. I want to go through the news. I'm fighting. I'm trying to get to the news. I'm going to do some comments, and I want to look at what's happening. I need to know if it's time to go for the bunker. The end of the world is coming. It's unavoidable. Unavoidable. It's just that you can't stop it. I logged on to, where did I go down? Internet Explorer this morning. The first thing that came up said white supremacy. The white supremacy was behind the mass shooting. And so I'm like, okay, the end of the world's coming. It's coming. They're still going to the government that created white supremacy, not the poor white folk, not the people who are being oppressed by the creation of it to try to give them 2 chicken bones while they gave the other people 1 chicken bone. They literally created the conflict. The government that created white supremacy and minority under or something, no supremacy, less supremacy, whatever it is, they actually created the damn thing. And you're going to go to them and ask them for help. That's as dumb as going to the #1 weapons dealer in the world and asking for gun control. We have no solutions. That's like going to the people poisoning you and asking them for health care to fight the poisoning. It's dumb. It's sustainable. It's sustainable. It's like going to the bank that's printing the money asking for a loan. I'm sorry. I think there's a disconnection. I think most people's brains just aren't working. But, well, no, that's not true. And I'll be fair. It just means that they're scared, right? They're scared, and I get that. You should be scared. You really should be. If you ain't scared in America, something the hell is wrong with you because you ain't got no government. That's right. I said you ain't got no. I said that. Now I'm say it again. I can flip ghetto on and off. I can go to Ebonics. I can jump around anytime I need to. And then I can talk corporate America too. I can turn that. I'm a survivor, yo. I am a survivor. I can work in New York City, and damn it, I can work in this city right here with greens everywhere. I had tomatoes and vegetables and all kind of squash and everything growing out in windows. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor because I don't trust none of y'all bastards. I love y'all to death, but we don't trust them humans. Well, I'm telling you, do not trust them humans. The humans will get you every time. Why? Because they're not free. They're not free. Humans were born free, and they were free for thousands of years until y'all created these damn kings and took the chieftains and made them kings and lords and governments. Before that, everybody was free. You could trust a human, y'all. You could trust a human when the wolves were trying to kill you, and the bears were trying to eat you and shove you in the belly. You could trust a human. But no, not when these kings and lords are starving them and they're voting for the government to starve the other poor people more to make them more aggressive so they can get more aggressive. That's why I'm waiting for the world to end. Can the world end today? Can y'all end the world? I'm kind of curious what's on the other side. All right, I don't see any angry faces. All right, I'm gonna go to the news. Let me see. We need people to run the people. We do need people to, Helene. We need people to. And I have no idea what people to is. I have no idea. I think you just pulled that out your butt. I have no idea what people to is. People to the thing? Is that a real site? Don't make me type in people2.com. I think though what you're trying to say, if you're agreeing with me, is that we do need free internet. You need open source internet. Everybody needs the internet. You need a people tube that all people can get into. You need a people tube that 7 billion people can get on the tube and tell the other people what was happening with them people over there and call it people tube. You know the problem with that, Helene. You create something like that and y'all let women all across this world get on the people tube. If y'all let the most abused group on the planet, if y'all want to play group, get on people tube and tell you, they give you a little tube. Oh my God, to tell you the truth, what's happening in Yemen and what's happening in the Congo and what's happening in Venezuela and what they've been doing to women in Russia and what they do to men right in New York City. Hell no. Hell no, you can't let that happen. Boy, the women, they take over. They burn the whole thing. They burn the earth. Listen, there's no, how's that saying go? There is no fury or something like that, like a woman scorn. I suspect if women make up 60% of the population of this planet and they actually find out what happened to the other women, oh, they wouldn't be out there voting for no damn Democrats. They sure enough wouldn't be out there voting for no Republicans. You get some solidarity with women, we in trouble, fellas. We in trouble. So, no, you can't have a people tube. You can't have honesty when you have power. Right? Like human extinction is a requirement when you have power in an era where you have powerful people and a few people can destroy the whole planet. You can't have power. Power has to go away. You have no rights to have power over anybody else ever, ever, never, ever. Otherwise, you're just waiting for this right here. Waiting for this. Keep playing the power game. See what happens. That's why Russia got the heavy drone. I think it's a drone bomber or something. Hang on. Let's go take a look at that. Heavy drone bomber. I got a pop-up. I didn't see it, so I don't even know if there's a YouTube video on RT. RT gave me a pop-up and said, Russia has a drone bomber. And it doesn't scare me. And I was like, yeah, Russia's supposed to do that. That's exactly. Russia's supposed to be working out ways to murder me and my kids faster, more efficient, and violently. That's what my government does, and the people in my country are voting for them to do that more. All right. Let me go now. Let me see if there's any last comments, and I'm gonna look over here for any interesting news. Well, comments, brother Augustine. I'm sorry, brother YouTube. I don't know what's going on YouTube. YouTube right now. I might be in a naughty box. I don't know what happened. We live in the dark. We'll die. We live in the dark. We'll die in the die. No YouTube. I don't get that, Augustine. What are you trying to say? Get your words out. Get your words out. King's English, man. King's English. Good morning, Adam and brother. Say word. Yes, the Jeffersons, Hillary. Everybody want to move on up. Hey, we're moving on up. Everybody wants to move on up to the top of the pyramid. That's what they want to do. They want to push other people down and move on up. Let me see. Comfortable, true. So true. Most only want to hear nice things and won't face the realities of corruption in our world. No, they don't, Lorna. They don't. And they will turn away. They will push it away. They don't want to hear anything. They want their stories. You remember the stories, Lorna? The guiding light and Young and the Restless. No, they just want their stories. They want their fantasy world. They don't want to hear the truth because the truth means they got to change. People don't like to change. Change is uncomfortable. Change hurts. It's not comfy. It's not convenient. People don't want to change. No, they want to hear a lie. They want to hear a comfortable lie. And that's why we all gonna die. Because they want to hear comfortable lies. Until the majority of us evolve, or enough of us evolve, and we want to be adults and hear the ugly truth, they're going to keep playing these games. Carl says we can do that. We can do that. We can definitely do that. We have not chosen to do that. We haven't evolved beyond conflict and like stealing from the weaker people to take resources from their country, or stealing from the weaker ethnic group in our country, or stealing from because there's always a weaker group. There's always a group. There's always a weaker group, and that's the action of a coward. Lazy, intellectually lazy and physically lazy. Ego identity thrives on convenience. Oh, yes, it does, Brother Ron. The truth is not concerned with convenience, but rather seeks to uplift the spirit of the others, appreciating what is. Absolutely, absolutely. And it's about love too, right? If you love yourself, you can love other people. You don't love yourself, then you don't give a damn about other people. Most people don't love themselves. They're locked into these conflicts. Good morning to Eileen and Christine. One of my African-American friends from Ivana said, smart lady was all... One of my African-American friends, a smart lady, always plays the victim, a mainstream news inhaler. Absolutely, Ivana, she's supposed to. You know, first of all, she ain't African-American, number one. Actually, no, we can go there. You're African-American, and she's African-American. There was a couple other countries and nations and whatever, conquered lands in between that, but all life goes back to Africa. But without like jumping into too many stereotypes, there are different people in every country all around the world who have problems, right? They have a society that's set up against them, right? And it's not a group of people, they're individuals. That's why I don't like to speak about people in groups. Groups, there really is no group that makes any sense. There's no group that you can speak to and have any root cause solution in that discussion, right? So there are poor people all across this country, that are all African American. Some light skinned, some got blue eyes and brown hair, some of them got black hair and afros, and some got they look kind of Mexican, you know. They're all African Americans, and they're all watching news that speaks to their pain, right? That's what they do. If you're born in pain, you're going to listen to someone who speaks to your pain and agrees with you. And so don't be upset with somebody like that. When I hear about people like that, Ivana, my heart goes out to them, right? Honestly, my heart goes out to them. I really don't. I try to give them as much as I can. That's not too much, it's overwhelming. And I try to show them the truth based on the things they spit out that are lies. And I try to let them deal with it. But I'm thankful that I'm not that person. You know what I mean? I'm thankful that I'm not that person, and I try not to feed into the conflict, but I try not to push them away also. Good morning, Christine, Eileen, Katya. All right, let me get down because I do want to look at the news. Good morning, Donya. Good morning, Randy. Banks can print the money on the same cheap paper with a 1, 5, 10, 20, but write a check for a value of more the money it's fraud. Oh, right. Well, yeah, but see, it's only fraud, Carl, if you do it, right? It's not fraud when the bank does it. It's only fraud when you do it. Because Carl, your last name is Works. That's the problem. That's the problem. You're not looking at the problem, brother. Look at the problem. You were born in the wrong spot. You weren't born as a Rothschild, so you don't have no access to making up money and pretending. You know, like that was the problem. Actually, everyone was born in the wrong spot except for them. And so they control everybody else. Next time, Carl, try to be born in the right family, man. You messed up. You done messed up. You want like honesty and you want equality, then you need to be born in one of their families because you messed up. I don't know what you did. Maybe something in a previous life or something. I don't know. Stuart got the wrong address. It's like Carl Rothschild. Damn it, I can't find a Rothschild's address. Damn it. Yeah, this baby, it believes in freedom and liberty and equality, and it wants a fair life. Ah, gosh. I can't find a Rothschild. Well, drop Carl Rothschild at. Or maybe it was Rockefeller. I don't know where you know what? Oh, who's that? The Works family? Well, you know, Rothschild and Works, they kind of got some letters in common. You know what? It's my break, damn it. And the stork flying over there dropped Carl in the wrong mailbox. That's what happened. You know, but the slaves, like, oh, everybody else. And meanwhile, the Works baby went to the Rothschilds, and that's probably the one that died not too long ago. That's where you're supposed to be. They switched y'all. That's what happened. And that baby's like, I love slavery. I want to be born in Works. I'm going to be okay with it. I'm going to keep voting for the Rothschilds to run everything by voting for Democrats and Republicans who all work for the corporations. They're in bed with the corporations mostly owned by the Rockefellers and Mellons and all the other families, but working with the Rothschilds who own all the banks and do all the printing. If you want equality, we got to walk away. That's it. I'm making some jokes with it. If we want equality, y'all, we got to walk away. You cannot vote for the people oppressing you and ask them to fight oppression. It literally doesn't work. It doesn't work. I'm watching it. I'm not watching it, but I did see it. I saw the Black Lives Matter was going to fight with the Democrats, and they're the ones that make Black Lives not matter. I seen it. And Black lives still don't matter. They don't matter. They ain't matter. White lives ain't mattering either. Nope. The lives that matter, and family, you got the right last name, your life matters. And it's not even the last name, because I know some Rothschilds ain't even in that Rothschild. It's like it was a certain segment of the Rothschilds that took everything away. The rest of them away. I've been stuck in victim mode. It's a painful place. It is a painful place, Brother John, and a lot of us are. A lot of us are real victims. But the issue is that at a certain point in time, I think, we just look around and look, all right, I get it. The world is jacked up. All right. The world is literally manufacturing victims to put them in conflict with other victims. Then we got to walk away from it. There was zero reaction to a 600-kilometer chain of women protesting rights. There was, Randy. That was in India, right? Wasn't that in India? Well, the problem is it was just in India. Let that go and spread around the world, see what happens. I know, well, Randy, women can end this anytime they want. And women without men, they can just get together and say, all right, we're done. We're cutting y'all off. We're gonna cut, like, just imagine. And you know what the funny thing? Randy, it doesn't even have to be, it didn't have to be India or Europe or Africa or Latin America, anywhere else. Just the women in America. All they gotta do is get in a long line. That's it. Take the day off. Get some bagels or something, some coffee. Y'all get in a line up, and just say, this is the line of you ain't getting none. I'm trying to look. I know men. Trust me. I know men. I know how they work. I know husbands. Not most men, but husbands. Y'all get a line together. You ain't getting none unless you walk away. Man, them men, it might last a week. Well, they might be fighting and arguing at the office for about a week. But after about a week, them men, I kind of thought she was playing. They ain't gonna give us none. They shutting it down all over the country. Ain't nothing happened. They just you can't even find Vaseline on the shelf. All I'm saying is wars have started over women. That's what I'm saying. They don't know the power of it. Sisters talk about that all the time. The power of that love. Power is a powerful thing. Propagated the world. That's why do you think it's human beings on every dot all over the damn map? Because men were given something that they need loving from women. And they could shut it down, say, nah, no, we done. Y'all killing people. No, we didn't find out. We went out on PeopleTube, and guess what we saw on PeopleTube? We saw what y'all doing with your patriarchal sentiment to women all over this planet. No, we found out what happens in your war zone, all the child trafficking that happens with girls. Nope, we done with your world. We done. Nope, shutting it down. And, oh my God! All right, let me stop. Good morning, Kelly. Let me get out of here. Well, is it time? No, I'm getting out of here. I wanted to look at the news, but I'm short on time messing with that this morning. Good morning, Brother John. What you got going on? Always look for the silver line. There's always a silver lining, Brother John. There's always a silver lining. People can't find it. They don't want to see it. Because usually they put the silver lining on, and they put an obstacle in between that's insurmountable, right? It's like an obstacle. Call it something like stop voting for the people oppressing. And the slaves, they can't go for that. No. Stop voting. No. I'm told to vote. The king said I got to vote. I'm going to vote. I'm going to fight the king by voting for the king. They always put an insurmountable obstacle because they brainwash people at a very young age of what they can and can't do. Lori, accident of birth. People get born in the wrong place, and it's hate. That's what I think. It's hate. That's hate. And hate ain't great. Hate from birth. I don't care nothing about hate when you're 15. I don't care nothing about hate when you're 25. I don't care nothing about hate coming from people when you're 80, 50, 55, 45, 32, 72. None of that matters. It's all about the hate we show babies, right? We have a society that literally hates babies. When they're born, we let them starve. If mama and daddy can't afford Gerber, right? We lie to moms and tell them infant is better than breast milk. We poison mom and feeds the baby. We show babies hate right from start. If you're born in the wrong family, you got to starve. That's just how it goes. You're born in the wrong family, you need to go visit your mommy and your daddy in prison. You're born in the wrong family? Nope. That's what happens. We don't take care of babies. We show them hate from the very beginning, and all the hate that comes after that is a side effect. That's why I don't really care about this. Oh, white supremacy was behind the shooting. Shut up. You showed that baby hate. You hate babies, babies gonna hate you back. That's what they're supposed to do. It's exactly what they're supposed to do. You listen to the neuroscientists and stop listening to your own dumb behind. Stop listening to your stupid politicians and they'll tell you everything is environment. When you raise babies in environments of hate, that baby might come back and do something that you're not going to like. So guess what? Stop hating babies. We hate children as a societal model. We don't give a damn about them. We don't. We don't. We should start, but we don't. But that starts with being honest and truthful about topics like this when bad things happen and not emotional, right? And I know my conspiracy friends are here. They're like, that didn't happen. Shut up. I know. I love you too. But just stop. Stop with the false flag. Everything's a false flag. And real shootings happen all over this world. Rape is real. Happens all over the world. Every single day. Every couple seconds. It's all of this stuff is happening. And it's all a side effect of violence. Of showing people hate when they're born. We can fix that. Yes. Who's that? Randy? Preconditions. Everything's preconditions. Everything's preconditions. Focus on the preconditioned environment. Like people, I'm not even going to get into guns. I don't even want to talk about it. That's so silly. It's just so silly. All right. All right. What's on the news? We'll look at the news real quick. I don't really want to go through a lot of that. I think a lot of this is fantasy. And I'm so sick of fantasy. I live a real life. I got real things to do. And I'm kind of like waiting for people to wake up and like get going so we can actually do something that's significant and change. But grown folks still a little too emotional. So what we got? Let me see. New study, food bowls could give you cancer. Of course they can, because you're not making them out of hemp. You're making them out of plastic and styrofoam and what is it? What's the shiny stuff? Reynolds wrap? Aluminum. You know, you make these things carcinogen and people get cancer from it. And it's just like, how did that happen? Well, I don't know. One day at band camp, you had 4 or 5 families. They like to drill for oil. And they found out that you can make hemp plastics and you can make the whole world from hemp. And they banned cannabis and hemp. Now everybody has cancer. But what else you want? And you're still voting for them. Still voting for them. Like, there's a question I asked this morning. I didn't even look at the thread, see what people are crying about. But I asked the question, like, why is cannabis becoming still illegal? Hemp is still illegal, but it's legal-ish. It's right-ish by the states. Why? Why? Did states get together and say, you know what, we're going to vote for the federal government to make cannabis legal again because the humans are dying. They have endocannabinoid systems and they need to have their cannabinoids or they're gonna die. Did all 50 states get together and vote that out of the federal government? Did they vote for it? No, they didn't. They staged mass dissension. We don't give 2 damns what the federal government wants us to do. We're gonna legalize the program because it was never their right to take away to begin with. They ain't the states' rights neither, but they stole it. They stole it from the federal government. And they have a mass dissent. The federal government don't know what to do. She's still over there like, what the hell just happened? I told y'all can't have that. And the states are legalizing it and taking the money. They're becoming little federal governments. That's what they're doing. But it was mass dissension. The state, they're not stupid. At the heads of these things, they know how this works. Power doesn't concede anything. Unless you walk away. That's exactly what, literally the states just did that for you. They invoked the 10th Amendment. They walked away. As states, they took their right. They took a right from the federal government. That's it. They walked away. But people still think that voting, all right, I don't get on the voting thing. Let me see what we got. What will the U.S. do if Turkey attacks the Kurds? They're going to do exactly what the Rothschilds and Rockefellers tell them to do. That's what they're going to do. They're going to go listen to their people say, people, what should we do? They're going to run over there and the Bernies and Trumps and everybody get together and run to their people. What should we do about this? And the voters are going to be like, no more war. We want our troops home. Stop it. 22 a day. Stop it. Bring the troops home. We need help here. And they're like, okay, we're going to work on that. They're going to pick up the phone and call one of the Rothschilds or Rockefeller. Hey, yes, what are we going to do about this? Okay, well, you're going to go to war. Why? Because when you drop bombs on people, we make money. Destabilization makes money, or we'll stop printing your currency. You're going to do what works best for your industry, your main industry, which is war. That's the only reason you're even here. You got a war industry. If you stop doing that, we're going to stop printing the money. And the currency's going to collapse. And the federal government's going to go right along with it. That's just real talk. That's just real base level root problem talk. So that's what's going to happen. What else we got? Well, Trump named Russia-phobia or Russia-phobe ambassador. Oh, is it Russia-phobe? Hang on. What? Well, Trump named the Russia-phobe ambassador to Moscow. Trump is going to ask for permission. If they tell him that he can, and he will. U.S. could use mass shootings to censor social media. There's no U.S. could and should and kind of thinking about it. The U.S. was already told to censor people, told them to shut the hell up. There's some of them starting to wake up. They're starting to get upset. They're starting to realize that jig is up, that they don't actually own their country. They don't actually have a government, that they have rulers, and they're already doing that. So of course they're going to do it. Absolutely. People line up to vote. They can't wait to vote again. So of course they're going to do it. There's no reason to turn around. People ain't gonna, they're going to keep running. Let me see. Rick Sanchez. The U.S. is not a democracy. Oh, what? No, of course it's not. Of course it's not. U.S. is not a democracy. Hash or move on. Absolutely, it's not. But people want to keep acting like it's a democracy because it makes them feel good to keep taking a screw to a nail and act like they're screwing something in. They got the wrong tool for the problem. They got an oligarchy. You don't take the wrong tool to fix the wrong problem. So they're still voting like it's a democracy, and it's not. And all the politicians told them that. I'm glad Rick Sanchez is saying it. All the politicians done told them that. Who's it from? Bernie said it. Jimmy Carter was probably the first to say it. Even Jesse Ventura said it. To a degree, Trump said it and Obama said it. They all said it, but people, they like their heroes. And once they're a hero, that's it. It's like, sometimes I think that the politicians are really trying to pass hints. They're trying to give clues in between the lines. But the people, they're not picking it up. They're not picking it up. It's like over their head. It's just constantly over their head. And they're just back to voting. I don't know how many times they got to hear it, but you know, like I said, after when slavery ended, you had a whole lot of slaves did not want to leave the plantation. They couldn't imagine a world without a master. That was all they knew. And most people in America, they've been enslaved their whole lives to these forced labor jobs, and they have no idea what it would feel like. They think that the world's going to fall apart if the government disappears tomorrow, and it's not. They think the world will fall apart if they had a government with no secrets, and it wouldn't. Wouldn't be. You just wouldn't have you wouldn't have as many conspiracies. That's what you have. You'd have people who would look and see what they're up to and say, no, you're not supposed to be doing that. You'd have people who actually could act. As long as you got government secrets. You can't have a democracy with a government secret. Besides the fact that democracy is like mob rule anyway. Let me see. China to send troops into Hong Kong blames the U.S. See, here's the problem. China sends troops into Hong Kong and blames the U.S. And there could be some real conflict there, right? Like I said, there's conflict on all levels down the pyramid. We don't focus on the top, we focus on the mid-tier, and you got U.S. There are some control things that the U.S. can do to cause problems for China, and there's some minor benefits, but at the end of the day, around the world have the robots and automation, and eventually China and the U.S. will go away. I mean, we're talking about extinction, right? Like, don't bring a nation to a planet extinction fight. That's the fight. The fight is human extinction, along with most of the flora and fauna on the planet, except for the cockroaches and the bacteria. That's what we're talking about. Don't bring a nation to extinction fight, so don't feed into that. That's why I don't feed into that stuff. Nations don't exist. You have massive corporations that own interest in lands. Those aren't things that voting is going to solve anything. Let me see the aftermath. Back-to-back U.S. mass shootings. And where are my angry faces? How come I said voting ain't gonna solve nothing? Y'all supposed to be upset. You're not supposed to be agreeing. The aftermath of back-to-back U.S. mass shootings. The aftermath is always disaster capitalism. That's all it is. People stop focusing on the family. They don't want to like solve any root problems. And they try to take it and use that for their political agenda. That's all. They try to take it and use it to go convince their friends that they were right. See, I told you the white people hate everybody. I told you white supremacy. I told you ISIS. I told you ISIL. I told you white. I told you. You know, and they use it. That's why you gotta vote. You gotta get together. We gotta stop this. That's what I saw on my thread. They were I guess they were blaming Trump. I was thinking, I was like, you know what, man, like, can you imagine the orgasmic ego that people would have if the guy had a MAGA hat on, or if he had a hat that said something like, I love Venezuela? He was an immigrant or something. Do you know how people they wouldn't have to make this stuff up. They would go to town. They'd lose their mind. I told you we were right. But people don't care. That's what it comes down to. People don't care. They literally don't care. They don't care. They have no interest in stopping mass shootings at all. They don't care. They have an interest in getting some political credit and some ego in the vindicator. So yeah, I'm not interested in that. What else we got? Detecting Alzheimer's 20 years earlier, which is great. It's a good idea, but I can detect everybody's Alzheimer. I have an invention. I know the problem. I do. It's called oligarchy. Get rid of the oligarchy, the people poisoning the environment that's causing the autism, spreading the heavy metals everywhere, and magically Alzheimer's and autism will go like this. Get rid of your oligarchy. That's it. And you don't have to detect it because they won't be causing it. See, tensions high after India revokes Kashmir special status. Well, Kashmir shouldn't be a part of India. The Kashmir people should be free, shouldn't be a part of anybody. Everybody should be free. When you have sovereignty, you don't even it's not even a discussion whether or not you get to control a region of human beings, and every human being is sovereign. You don't get to control that. Texas can do what the hell they want to do. And inside of Texas, Houston can do what it wants to do. Inside of Houston, Northeast Houston, whatever they want to do, they can do. The only things that are sovereign are humans, and we get on that same page and we respect everyone's sovereignty to not allow somebody that has more jewels to have more power over them, or somebody has more votes to tell them how to live, then we're getting somewhere. But as long as we're playing this group up and divide the people for conflict, the world is going to end. U.S. ambassador to Russia resigns. Okay. I don't care. I didn't like him anyway. I don't even know his name. He ain't got nothing to do with it. What you got to do with my tomatoes and basil, man? I got stevia. I got the prune today, and I got some damn squash, cucamelon, something that's coming up. I don't even know what it is. I posted a picture yesterday. I don't even know what the damn thing is. He gonna help me with that? Okay, then he got nothing to do with my day. He has nothing to do with what's happening locally. We need to go back to being local communities. China. U.S. rift causing gold to soar. Of course it is, because they're pushing to go back on the gold standard. Everybody know the gig is up. The jig is up, and they're tired of the scam. They realize the petrodollar was the biggest scam cut. And this whole thing, give your money to America, and America is going to be the world's reserve currency. This is why the currency is going to collapse. Everybody knows it. No one debates it anymore. None of the analysts. It's just a question of when is it going to collapse? It's going to collapse when you have enough of an anti-war voice in America. The Rothschilds say that's it. We're not going to print your money. No more quantitative easing. Everybody will run from the currency, and the price of bread will go to $30,000 a loaf or something like that. That's why I tell everybody, plant seeds, plant perennials. Listen to your grandparents. Don't listen to me. Your grandparents said, don't be stupid. Always have a pantry. Grow some of your own food. Always be ready for a bad time. The bad times always come. Your grandparents said that. They were just rolling over in their grave. But I think some of the grandparents are laughing right now. I think they're laughing right now. I think some grandparents right now laughing in the grave. I told you, didn't I? I told you, Grandma. I don't even want to think about what it even looked like. Grandma like, I told you, didn't I? You went to the big city, got that job, didn't realize if you became weak and dependent on the government, they turn on you. Anything that you become dependent to does not have to respect you. That's just a fact. I know for a fact because my kids try to stage rebellions against me all the time. And it always failed. always failed. Although my oldest son, he's starting to get better at it. He's got a job making some money. But it's always going to fail. If you're a dependent of somebody else, you can't revolt against them. Revolution! Yeah, okay. Oh, we're going to vote dad out. You ever just get together try to vote grandma out? Like people in the house, you're going to get together, we're going to vote out grandma's rules. That's what it's like. That's how stupid it is. That's how dumb it is. Like literally, we live in the Rothschild, Rockefellers, and Mellon's house. Their planet Earth. And we're going to get together and vote out their house rules. No, we want to stay up past 9 o'clock. Damn it. And the Democrats say we can't. The Republicans are behind it. We're going to vote out mom and dad. Nope, we don't like your rule. We're going to stay up to 9:30. And we can have all the dessert we want with some health care and a wall. All right. This guy. Actually, I do want to watch some news. I want to find one. I want to find one thing on here that I don't know, makes some damn sense or something. And I love RT. I love RT to death because RT ain't designed to lie to me. RT is designed, CNN is designed to lie to me. ABC and Fox and all of them designed to lie to me. But this isn't. It's designed to lie to some damn Russians, and I'm not Russian. I'm not American either. I'm nothing. I'm a person that's born and trapped, a captive in a land. I wanted to look up the Russian bomb wreck because it scares people. Like, oh, why is Russia so mean? Why did they make a bomber want to kill me? Well, since you asked, I'd love to tell you why. Let me see. Iran, is that it? I'm looking for some ships. Nope. Russia. I don't see the Russia ship. I wanted to see maybe I guess it's just that it was a news release on the thing. Oh, what's this? E-bikes are bursting into flames in San Francisco. Yep, that's supposed to happen. Baby, when you have a system that's based in rolling out whoever first makes the most profit, then you're not supposed to have iPhones that work. You're not supposed to have the first version of droids that work. And damn it, the driving car is supposed to drive people off of cliffs. That's just empirically what's supposed to happen. It's true. It's a fact. If whoever's first is right, then people supposed to be on fire. It's just because it's profitable. And whatever's profitable is true in an oligarchy. The few controlling the news. Oh yeah, the few are controlling the news. I kind of want to watch that. You want to watch that? We can watch that real quick. Got 5 minutes. What is this? Basketball, Coliseum, hockey, Coliseum. Keep the dumb monkeys fighting. Teaching them how to do team sports so they grow up and learn how to fight each other. And they think the world is about conflict with each other as opposed to working together. So I'm not really a sports guy. I used to play sports, love playing sports, had no interest in watching. Currency war, U.S.-China tensions rise. Yes, it is a currency war, but it's not between U.S. and China. It's between Rothschild banking and non-Rothschild banking. Rothschild banking has, last count, 20-some nations that they own. And China, last I checked, didn't have a Rothschild bank. Let me see. Idlib ceasefire up in the air. Syria to oust last few terrorists. That's okay because America's training more terrorists. America's funding more terrorists. Yeah, they said Obama was a Muslim terrorist, that he was a part of the Muslim Brotherhood. Well, guess what? So is Trump. Doing the same thing? Same thing. Training terrorists, sending them in, right? While the American troops fight terrorism, they're training terrorists, and the terrorists came from America, and they got American guns and weapons and bombs and funds and accounts that came from America. Literally. Talk about treason. But why would they care? They got away with the USS Liberty. Why would they have to change? Let's see. Iran warns U.S. not to jam up the streets of Hormuz. I'm kind of sick of that. I'm kind of sick of the whole Iran thing. Okay, let's do this. 5G. No, that's too long. Damn it. 27 minutes. Let's watch a little bit of the 5G. Can we do that? A little bit of the 5G. Because 5G, I think, you got something. You're talking about 5G, that's some news. You're talking about 5G, we're on to something.
I've really gotten well over 260 pounds. And that's what I did. I put faith in it and in the program itself. And weight started, coming off.
My goal was to lose 10% of my body weight, and I lost 18 pounds, and then he lost 30 pounds.
I went from a 44-inch waist to a 36, 260-something to 205.
I had lost 14 and a half pounds, and that was in 22 days. So that was enough to say, well, why don't you just keep going?
I was a size 10 after the initial 20.
Okay. Well, first of all, that's probably a carcinogen, and losing weight means nothing. Skinny people going to gyms die the same rate as big people who don't, all right? Health has absolutely nothing to do with your size. Don't be fooled by them little silly, stupid programs. Eat human food, you will be your human size. Your size is determined by your genetics, all right? Your genetics will determine that, and you will be the right size when you eat natural food. You don't eat natural food, you'll be unnatural shapes and sizes. That comes with muscles and it comes with cells. Okay? Let's stop focusing on the shapes of people. It's stupid, it's dumb, makes no sense. Your genetics know what to do. Eat human food, eat less oligarch food. Bottom line. All right.
Good evening. I'm Michelle Greenstein, filling in for Rick Sanchez. Let's get started. We are witnessing the emergence of 5G, the fifth generation of wireless technology. 5G is currently being rolled out in cities across the country. In fact, here's a map of all the cities with either 5G coverage currently or plans for 5G coverage later on, either from AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile, or Verizon. 5G is the groundwork for the wireless industry, what they're calling the Internet of Things, a system in which everything from your car to your dishwasher to your door lock to your baby's diapers will be connected to the Internet. If something can be connected, it will be connected in a 5G world. But don't take it from me. Take it from the man who used to head the Federal Communications Commission, the agency which is supposed to be in charge of regulating the wireless industry.
If something can be connected, it will be connected in a 5G world. Autonomous vehicles, smart city energy grids, transportation networks, and water systems. Hundreds of billions of microchips, the 5G.
Isn't that a good thing, y'all? That they hook everything to 5G, your water systems, your self-driving cars. Isn't it a good idea to give oligarchy your access to your ovens and your diaper dispensers? Doesn't this make sense to give the people who are poisoning your air, food, water, oppressing you, not feeding you, starving you, putting you in conflict? Isn't it a good idea to give them all access? All access, everything. It's gonna make your life easier to give the kings and the lords access to every damn thing in your house. The people that got gigabits and terabytes of data, half-naked pictures on the toilet from your Droid and iPhone, from the NSA, and the people taking pictures and turning the cameras and the video on. Yeah, it's a good idea to give peeping toms and creepy creepers access to every damn thing in your house. Everything. I think they're doing some construction over here. I'm watching dump trucks drive by every day. Like, yep, it actually makes perfectly good sense to give the DHS access to a dump truck. Not that the people in there ain't good people, but the people who run it, the bureaucracies, they report to people that you don't get to know, and ain't none of them Russian. Ain't none of them American neither.
Revolution will touch all corners of our country.
Yes, it will.
But this 5G revolution may have a dark side. As it turns out, wireless radiation has biological effects. Published, peer-reviewed science already shows that today's technology creates radio frequencies that pose a threat to both the human body and to animals, not to mention to the environment. These existing health effects of wireless radiation.
When they say human bodies, they don't mean you. Not you and your kids. Y'all gonna be okay. It's just everybody else. Everybody else and all the other animals. Not your dog, your cat, your fish, and your hermit crab. Not your kids and your baby. They're gonna be safe and fine. It's okay. Keep voting for this. It's everybody else. You're gonna be good. You're gonna be good.
And are worthy of attention because in order for 5G to work efficiently, cell towers will need to be installed everywhere. That's why over 200 doctors and scientists worldwide are now cautioning that we need research on the health effects of 5G before its rollout. In a moment, you'll be hearing from one of those doctors with more on the ramifications this new generation of wireless tech may have on your health. But first, let's consider that the brain tumors, infertility, memory loss, nausea, neurological disorders, and anxiety may not even be the worst 5G has to offer.
Oh, of course not. We already got all of that. We got that. It can't be the worst. It's just, you're just adding to the kitty. We already got neurological disorders. We already got problems with constipation. It kind of sounds like a pharmaceutical ad. You know, like this is why people don't really care, because it's just like they take drugs all day long that do this to them because it makes, I don't know, a rash on their big toe go away. And they're willing to have bloody anus and death and cancer as a side effect because the big pharmaceutical corporation who bought the government, bought both sides of it, told them that, oh, it's okay, it's going to make that little blue dot on your toe go away.
Because with 5G also comes the potential to turn every device into a way for the state to spy on you. Again, don't take it from me. Take it from Mr. James Clapper, former director of National Intelligence, who said that in the future, intelligence services might use the Internet of Things for identification, surveillance, monitoring, location tracking, and targeting for recruitment.
Yeah, but it's okay, guys. It's not for you. It's just, that's for the white supremacists. That's it. They're going to use it for the white supremacists. And then, you know, to tell the other side, oh, we're just going to use it for the immigrants. We're going to keep an eye on them. They're coming in our country. We got to stop it. We got to stop them. They need to stay in their own country that we've destroyed and murdered everybody and destroyed their government 8 times. They need to stay there. Like, that's what they'll do. They'll like pick your other and they'll say, oh, it's okay. We're not going to use it for you. That's why I was telling people the other day, you know, there's no crime in America that gets committed that you get away with. There's no crime. They know everything. If they're like 3 tapes of Jamal Khashoggi in one of the most secure embassies in the world in another nation, and America comes up with 3 tapes, do you actually think they don't record everything? Of course they do. It's just not for you. It's not for you. You get murdered. They don't have time. Oh, no, we can't go through the database and find out what happened to Cliff. Cliff, what's his last name? Cliff Parks? Okay, well, we can't. No, it's born in the wrong family. It's not on the list. It's not on the list. Not on the list. See, Rothschild, Rockefeller, Mellon, Clinton, Obama, Trump. This is not on the list. If your name ain't on the list, it's not for you. And so it's a bad idea, once again, to take a government, an oligarchy that wants to know everything, monitor everything, and is poisoning you and your children and giving them access to everything. This is literally the next step, everything. And why are they going for it? Because people are okay with it. They're voting for it.
Get from David Petraeus, former director of the CIA, who said, "Transformational is an overused word, but I do believe it properly applies to these technologies, particularly to their effect on clandestine tradecraft. These technologies could lead to rapid integration of data from closed societies and provide near continuous, persistent monitoring of virtually anywhere we choose." So what?
And where are they choosing? Anybody named conspiracy theorist? The new domestic terrorist? So if you believe in aliens, you believe in central banking runs the government, you believe in things like the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, you believe in things like the Bible, you believe in things like, what are the other domestic terrorist lists? You used to be a veteran, you fought in one of the wars, the top of the domestic terrorist list. If you're a member of Antifa, if you're a member of Black Lives Matter, if you're a member of White Lives Matter, if you're a member of any of the groups, any of them, you're a domestic terrorist. It means they will know everything. And I will tell you, I did this and I did it for many years. I worked with predictive analysis software. I'm going to tell you, when they have everything, they will know what you're going to do before you do it. Sounds crazy. It does. And if I didn't see it, part of the reason why I left the corporate world, when they have everything, I mean, they know when you turn your toaster on. They know the type of toast you bought. They know when you open the fridge. They know when you flushed the toilet. They know how much was in the toilet when you flushed it. They know how much you drank, how much hydration staying in your body. They know what you're eating. They know when you leave the house. They know how fast you're driving. They know when you slow down. They know everything. They got your Fitbit and your heart rate. They know when you're doing what you're doing. When you're running, they know when you're with your husband. When they know everything, all of that data, terabytes upon terabytes upon terabytes, going to a massive database, and they have predictive analysis software that just crunches it all up. And they know what you're going to do next. Why do they know that you're going to sit on the toilet for 2 minutes, 20 minutes the next day? Because they know that you went to Domino's and ate that pizza. And they know every day. Because this is what the software does. I'm laughing, but you don't understand how this works. It literally pays attention to everything. And if someone can crunch that data, then they can completely predict what you're going to do next. And you do not want a government that's poisoning you with the ability to predict what everybody's going to do next. Can you imagine what then the voting system would become? Like your nuances, because that's what the system will do. It'll record all your nuances, how you act after you read a Facebook post, how you act after you watch a certain news on the TV. They will be able to drive the human race like a herd. That's all it is. It's a herd. Again, this is Vlad the Impaler type stuff. What they're doing is they're learning how to drive people. Everything is about controlling behavior because the kings and lords are never on your side. They need you to be their labor. That's it.
Why is the federal government allowing for the rollout of 5G and even encouraging it? Well, maybe one of the reasons is that 5G offers security agencies unprecedented access to the data on our lives, to not only the information we choose to share online, but the information we don't. It's the news with Rick Sanchez. Let's do news again.
Outside of the government people here, are the voters here? Did y'all invite the voters around y'all around? Outside of the fact that if they don't already know everything and they can't bribe everybody you put in office, like, do you think that you heard of Trump running for president because they already got enough on him to make him do what they want him to do? You've heard of Bernie because he just came out of the grassroots nowhere and they didn't record what he said 30 years ago when, I don't know, he cheated on his wife. Is Bernie married and got 4 or 5 kids he doesn't pay child support on by somebody else named Hillary Clinton or something like that? I don't know. They know everything. They already know everything. Going back to before the 70s, every phone call in America was recorded. They know how to bribe everybody socially, you know. But when they know everything, They know every single crime that ever occurs. And they've made 340 million Americans all criminals, and they got all the data on it. This is why when I worked in corporate America, we saved all the data. We didn't delete anything. We saved every single one of your emails, your messages, your text, everything. Every website you went to. Why? Because when it was time to fire you, we went back in the database, pulled it all out and said, look, this person broke the employee manual rules 247 times, and all of these emails they sent to something. They use corporate equipment. And that's what the government does. I think when you look at big business and you look at how they operate, you understand how the government operates. If they got everything and you're a criminal, you get in office, you get elected, you think, oh, grassroots, we got in, we're going to give some health care, we're going to build a wall, we're going to do this and do that. And they sit you down and say, listen, here, let's have this conversation, man. Appreciate all the stuff you just said in that election. I know all the dummies believed you, and that's good, and you believed it too. That's why we didn't say anything till you got elected. But now you got elected, let me tell you how this works. We got everything. We know what you did, we know what your grandmama did. We know what your baby did, we know what your nephew did, we know what your kids did, we know what everybody did in your family. And you know what? We'll say, all right, let's say this, because y'all, I know the voters, I think they're here. Let's say that you actually put somebody in who actually did nothing. Let's imagine this. Let's imagine that Trump and Obama and Bernie and AOC and all of them, they walk around they were beautiful people their whole life. They never cried. They never did anything wrong. That the CIA, NSA, and the people who work for the Rothschilds and Rockefellers, they ain't got nothing on them. Do you think their entire family's squeaky clean? If you got, I'll ask it this way. If you got elected and you became the president, a congressman, someone who actually controlled this nation that the big families purchased in 1913, would you let everybody you know go to prison? Would you let your kids go to prison? Knowing that once they get behind bars, because your kid was in high school and smoked this and did that, and they got all the data from that, they got the conversation on the phone, they got the video of him or her smoking, would you let them go to prison? Because they ain't just going to prison, because what happens in prison is highly controlled. That's what they're doing to the country. You know, if you have money in prison, there are people in there who would do anything for money. That's why everybody's controlled in there. They can get your kid killed. Would you let your kid be raped for the next 20 years because they got caught with cannabis 10 years ago in college? You get right in the office, you know what you would do? You would say, okay, I get it. You got me. You got me. I didn't know how America worked until I got elected. Okay, you got me. I get it. You got everything on everybody. And this is what 5G is. It's the next step. Not only is it getting the little bits and pieces that they don't even know what to do with, it's predicting what will happen next. You know, you talk about, people talk about the election fraud, silly conversation. If you have all this data and you have the predictive analysis software running on it, you will know who everybody's going to vote for 2 years before the election even occurs, just when they hear the first names. That's the power of this stuff. This is why you can't have secrets in government. That's what I'm saying. We need an open source world. I like solutions. I don't just like to talk about the problems, because there are very real, easy solutions. You cannot have a government in a time of such powerful devices with any secrets. You can't. You're a human being. You're a biological thing. You need to be in solidarity with the 7 other billion human things on this planet, and never in solidarity with any systems that are killing any of your cousins, which are all human beings. They can't have this. It's outdated for them to have it.
Here are the questions we think you'll be asking tomorrow. Will we be protected from the potential dangers of 5G? What's behind the U.S. military buildup in Africa? And how many black holes are in our galaxy?
First question. It was something about 5G is bad, don't do it, whatever. But let's go back. Let's do the question. Let's do the question, bro. I like questions.
Here are the questions we think you'll be asking tomorrow. Will we be protected from the potential dangers of...
No, we won't, because nobody's planting bamboo. No one's putting up trees around their house.
5G? What's behind the U.S. military buildup in Africa?
Slavery, devastation, blowing countries up, stealing resources of poor people, and making women sex trafficked slaves and things like that. By funneling weapons to warlords over there and kids who are 14 years old who were drugged to rape entire towns of women for the warlords so America back over here can fight for gun control.
And how many black holes are in our galaxy?
Well, that depends. We're in a simulation. Just how many the God thing put up there for everybody. That's all.
Let's get started. Not only is the government failing to take into consideration the health effects of 5G before rolling it out, it's actually passing laws to fast-track this rollout. These laws make it the right of way in front of homes. It makes them available sites for 5G transmitters without the consent of property owners. Here to explain why this may be so dangerous is Dr. Martin Pall, Professor Emeritus of Biochemistry and Basic Medical Sciences at Washington State University and the author of 5G, Great Risk for EU, the US, and International Health. Compelling evidence for 8 distinct types of great harm caused by electromagnetic field exposures and the mechanism that causes them. Before we get...
None of that was good, by the way, just to let y'all, because some people get glassy-eyed and start hearing a little none of that.
Into how 5G, this new generation of wireless technology, which will drastically increase our exposure, is a threat to the human body. What evidence do we have that the electromagnetic fields that we already are exposed to are harmful, given our current levels of exposure?
Well, we have about 10,000 papers that have been published and many, many hundreds of reviews that have been published that clearly show that there are massive effects on our bodies based on the exposures we already have.
So what is...
Translation, based on 4G, which is 4.6 gigahertz, we already have massive data on all the complications and problem and dis-ease it causes with the human body and wildlife. This is not 5G, and 5G is not 5.2 gigahertz. 5G is 60 gigahertz, okay? 5G is not 5G, it is literally 60G. So you're going from 4G with massive problems to 60G, and your government's fast tracking it. That's how you know you don't have a government, and that's how you know they're in competition to kill you, because now you got a president who wants 6G. Okay? Can we get an angry face if you voted for Trump and you thought he was coming to fight for the Constitution and Bill of Rights?
What exactly is going to be changing when 5G rolls out? Is it a simple case of more exposure, or is it a different type of frequency?
It's not so much the frequency, although that's important. It's the pulsations that are the critical thing. 5G is designed to carry gigantic amounts of information, as you've already stated. And the way that information is carried is by pulsations. We know that the pulsations make these electromagnetic fields much, much more dangerous. And 5G, therefore, is designed to be vastly more dangerous than anything that we've been exposed to date.
In some of your work, I've seen evidence of effects on fertility in both male and female bodies. I've seen neuropsychiatric effects and cellular DNA damage, which of course can lead to cancer. We've also got apoptosis. Can you explain how we've come to these conclusions? I mean, is this just one study? Is this multiple studies? How can we back up these claims?
Oh, there are many, many, many studies on each of these, and there are quite a number of review articles that have been published on each of those effects. There are also other effects that occur that are life-threatening as well. So, you know, we have, for example, cardiac effects that produce that are life-threatening, and so, you know, so there's huge amounts of information on each of these things. And so there should be no question that they're going on, and they're going on based on exposures of the sorts that we already have. Exposures from cell phone tower radiation, from cell phone radiation, from cordless phone radiation, from Wi-Fi, from smart meters, etc. All these things produce effects.
Now, to play devil's advocate, one can say that, hey, if you don't want to be exposed, don't buy a cell phone. Don't buy a wireless router. What would you say to those people?
Well, I would say you shouldn't do it. That's true. I don't have a cell phone. I don't have Wi-Fi in my house. I do everything wired to the extent that it possibly can be. So it's perfectly possible to do almost everything that you want to do in a wired configuration, which are much, much safer than the way we're doing things by and large. So yeah, I agree with I agree with your point. Yeah.
Right, and to a certain extent, with the rollout of 5G, you may not even be able to escape yourself from this exposure risks if we're having small cell towers being installed all around the country. Now, what can you tell us about the way entities like the FDA or the National Cancer Institute have been handling this information?
Well, the problem is that in the U.S., the government funding for doing research in this area was cut off between 1986 and 1999. And since that time, the only thing the government has been doing is to push these technologies out. And there's absolutely no effort to determine what kinds of health effects are being created. Fortunately, there's a lot of very good evidence from studies that are going on elsewhere. But the U.S., and we take great pride in our science. And as an American scientist, I really hate to say this, but American science basically is nowhere in this area because there's simply no funding.
And why is there no funding? Why is there no funding? Why is there no funding on studying the damages of technologies that are highly profitable to people who purchase politicians and entire political parties? Why is there no studies? Come on, it's Jeopardy. Say Jeopardy. The question's like, can I take, what is an oligarchy for 200? Can I take, what is it when you keep giving manufactured consent to people who work for the same corporations but they're in different political parties for 400? Can I take, what is central banking that keeps giving loan to massive corporations that are making the technologies so they don't want to be regulated for 8,000? All right, I can't show the whole thing because I had to get going. But it's crazy, and do some comments, get going. It's just crazy. It's nuts. It's nuts that anybody thinks that this is a good idea. It is such a bad idea. Oh my God, it's just, but that's why I'm laughing. I laugh because it's just like, oh, this is gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. Smart guy trying to tell you the truth. They're not even testing. It's why they don't test the same Monsanto, poison Monsanto pesticides. We done found out that it's killing people. You done found out it's a carcinogen, and that's okay. The new one got approved. They're gonna keep moving forward. Once again, when you have an oligarchy, if it makes profit, it is a good idea. That's it. Oh, there you go. The voters. Hey, voters. How y'all doing? Y'all still voting? Get out there and make a difference in your world. And by the time you figure out what the hell happened, by the time you figure out how this world actually works and who actually owns your nation, you won't be able to do nothing about it. Like, we're going to have a Sharpie protest. Let's get together. Everybody get your Sharpies. What's your sign going to say? Start texting back and forth. Well, I'm going to say, stop it, government. Damn it. I didn't know that you were doing this. I didn't vote for 5G. Damn it. And then we get the Sharpie out. They'll make the sign. What day is the protest? And meanwhile, they got 5G and they're like monitoring the whole thing and the database. Then the police state gonna get a little pop-up. Protest this date, this date. They got so many signs that says this, that. Okay, yeah, that's not allowed. The analyst gonna say, okay, my operating procedure by standard is to crank up 5G power in the following districts. And it's not gonna take him any time. He's gonna hit the button and say, like, it's gonna be a little button on the alert he gets. I worked in corporate America. I'm telling you, this is how it's gonna work. He's in a little data center. He's gonna hit the button. Okay, the procedure is I hit the red button. You know how they have like Homer Simpson? When the red light comes on, press the blue button, eat the donut, like it all works together. That's how you're gonna go. And the 5G tower right outside your house, you go. But you're not gonna hear it. It's gonna go up to full power. And magically, a day or two before the protest, I don't feel so good. I don't feel so good. I've been having diarrhea. I don't think I'm going to the protest. I'm not feeling good. I'm having some diarrhea. So, oh, that's weird. Me too. Blood is like coming out of my penis. I don't even know what to do about that. Oh, gosh. And I'm texting Bob, and he's not responding at all. Somebody said that he might have died. It's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. Walk away. Walk away. You want a government, you got to fight for it. You know, they left you a republic. If you can keep it, and keeping it is not voting for it to take more of it. All right, let me see. Depopulation 2030 is the plan. Yes, it is. And so is depopulation 2029 and depopulation 2028 and 2020. What is it right now? Depopulation 2019. People are going to die today because they have a government that's not governing them, that's ruling them, and they're bypassing technologies, putting in the environment that's killing people and babies. I'm not even going to talk about pregnant women in 5G. I won't do it because I'm going to get upset. I'm going to get upset. I can't think about deformed babies like the same way they're deforming babies with those pesticides in Brazil, and they say it's microcephaly, the mosquitoes did it. We got to fight the mosquitoes by giving more money to the drug companies that made the pesticides that actually caused the problem. And the Brazilian doctors told you that. But they don't. Okay. Once again, going to the people causing the problem to fix the problem is a real bad idea. What is this? Obama gave Bernie the talk, and he is in turn gave up and endorsed Hillary. Even the good politicians and the third parties are impotent and pointless under the current regime we call our government. Exactly, Trish, because that's what I would do. That's what if I were born a Rothschild and Rockefeller, I ain't playing with y'all. Trish, you didn't play with you? I ain't playing with you. I'm not gonna buy. Why would I buy one party when two were on sale right after the Great Depression? That don't make no sense. It's a blue light special at Walmart. Why would you buy one political party when both are on sale? Why would you buy one side? They bought both sides. They own all of them. And I don't know if Obama sat them down, but I just think it's how it works. You know how crazy you would be to stand up to Hillary Clinton? You know how many people that just went disappearing and missed in the wake of the Clintons? No. That's how it works. It's an ugly picture. But if we can actually have conversations like adults and talk about the real true ugliness of our nation and the world, the powers that run it, not the people who are oppressed by it that live within it, then we can actually make real fixes. But as long as we're going to continue to lie to each other because we got a talking point handed down by somebody that said something that fits well with our identity, our indoctrination, then they're going to play us in farmers like animals, and one day they're going to send us all off to slaughter. Who is the largest group that uses wired internet and phones? The elderly. Who is in charge of pretty much every company, agency? The elderly. Coincidence? I got nothing on that one, Kim. I don't understand. Clarify. Are you saying elderly are bad people? I'm not sure what we're saying there, but I know it's going to hurt them. I know, like the whole vaccine and hurting people's immune systems, it makes drug companies a lot of money. And to be honest with you, like we're going after telecommunications about 5G, and it might just be the insurance companies and the pharmaceutical industry, right? You get sick, what do you do? What do most Americans do? We live in an addict nation. What do people do when they get sick? They run to the doctor and they take drugs like a crackhead. and they'll take the drugs for life and they won't question anything. And 5G, if people live, is going to make the pharmaceutical industry a lot of money. A whole lot of money. Let me see. Old white people, yeah, I hear you, Kim, but they got 2 feet too. The old people with 2 feet, and the 2 feet is insignificant. And they got brown eyes, a lot of them. That's not significant. Some of them ain't got no hair falling out. And that ain't significant. Some of them got gray hair. That's not. What's significant is the people who run everything were born in powerful families. That's what the most significant thing. We have to be careful of the way we group people. Because powerful people hide in larger groups of other people. They use buffers. It's like football. Where does the quarterback hide? The quarterback is who you need to get. And he's got the linebackers lined up in front of you. And so they use races and religions and nations to shelter these elites. And they stand behind them. So we have to be a little more targeted. Like, how do you, in that play, you don't run into the linebackers. you look for a hole between them. So we have to run between white people. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, we need to get the quarterback. We ain't never going to get the quarterback. We're going to fight every single person on the front line. And they're not even on that front line. The quarterback's hiding behind them. The quarterback's not even on their team, probably. We have to be very strategic and targeted in what the problem is, because most people can't grasp it. But there's a narrative in the news that wants to blame racists for problems. And to me, it's kind of like the same thing where they blamed all the immigrants for everything, or they blame all the black people for all of it. And it's just like, we have to focus on the significant factor. They were born in a family that never did any work, that doesn't do any work, that owns the whole damn world, owns the banking system and massive corporations, and enslaves all of us. We have to really focus in on that elite best that we can. If we get the quarterback, you don't have to worry about the linemen. You start fighting the linemen, because the linemen don't like that quarterback neither. In that analogy, you know what I mean? We have to go straight at that, just do that suicide thing. Every now and then, like, they'll have the line to go hit the line, and the linebacker? He'll run and jump over everybody's head. And boom! I haven't watched football in a minute, but suicide. We don't need no stinking health studies. We don't need health studies. No more, Patricia. People just need to read the health studies. That's all. They need to read on what health is. That we don't need no more health studies. They're using 5G as live 5. What the hell is live 5? It's monitor exactly where everybody is. Like the new light bulbs. Oh, yeah, light bulbs. Okay, you're talking about like LiDAR. Like LiDAR is it's radar. See, Debbie Shaw, you're talking in like alien terms. Nobody. What she's talking about is they use it to determine where everybody is, right? It's like a laser Wi-Fi. They actually can see where everybody is in the room, because all that data and the wave that's only 2 inches wide is going through all the bodies. So they know where all the structures, like literally when you rearrange the furniture in your house, don't know. They will have a blueprint of everything in your house. They'll have a blueprint of your house where you are live. Right? So when that SWAT team needs to come in your house, they know where everybody's at. And that's a crazy, crazy. Can you imagine? Like, let's pretend for a minute. What if, like, government loves us and they're on our side? The kings and lords love us. They just love us. Oh, they just always taking care of us, passing laws to help us not take our freedom, give it to corporations because they make big money, but because they love us. Can you imagine if this system gets hacked? Imagine if the criminals, the rapers, the cartels, the mafia, those who have always been in bed with government, know exactly where you are in your house. They know where your children are. They know if you sleep. They know if you're awake. They know where the furniture is. They know where your jewelry's at. They know where your TV is. It's a world we don't want, people. It's a world we do not want. Anyway, because Li-Fi is like, I imagine what you're saying, it's like LiDAR. You know, and that's the radar they use, the laser radar, to find all those cities in Guatemala, piercing through the canopy of the jungle, to find all them cities, and found that city of 20 million people. It's a bad idea to give someone access to see everybody, everywhere, what they're doing, what they're carrying. It's a bad idea. It's a bad idea if the government's on your side. The government that has central banking leveraged against them with the threat of a currency collapse, that seems to turn on you at every single chance, is poisoning your kids and don't even care, and cuts off the money for the studies. People are dying a massive time of plagues and disease, and they don't have any other answers to go to the corporations and chemical companies and pharmaceutical companies that caused it through epigenetics and all the drugs you take at Walgreens and CVS. It's a bad idea to give me damn more power. Bad idea. But that's why I'm just waiting for this right here. Waiting for that until we grow up. This is our future. All right, this is Gerard. I gotta get going. We need an open source government, no secrets. Take the body cameras off the police, put them on the politicians so you know what they're actually doing, so you don't have to go on social media and start lying about strangers you never met that pretend to do things that they never do. All right, Gerard, gotta get going. Y'all have a great day. I am out of here. Sorry, YouTube, and bye-bye. Catch up to y'all later.